Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode on this channel. I know it's been a while. Okay, so an interesting thing just happened. Well, not just happened, over the last couple of days. Is like, are we finally seeing a Primaris slowdown? So the way I see it is that the entire game. So basically, what I've been noticing is that it has been announced through leaks, through a lot of his snap photos, this and that. What has been revealed is that Terminators have Space Marine Terminators. They've been bumped up from 2 wounds to 3 wounds. So what, and also just revealed today, Vanguard veterans are doing a lot better. Well, Vanguard veterans have been bumped up from 1 wound to 2 wounds. So I think what is going to be so what does that possibly pertain to? Is it just going to be like elite units, or is it like going to be the whole classic firstborn range? Because what that can end up meaning is that all of the Space Marine, all of our classic Space Marines will likely become viable again. And I'm really hoping that that means something, because it's just so much. In fact, let me think on this. The idea is, like, look at what happens. Like, look at what has. I thought of this a while ago, not too long ago. It's like with the Stormcast Eternals. You had the core. Basically, you had the strike chamber. That was it. That was like the strike. That was like the basic core of. That was like at the first, when Age of Sigmar first came out. That was the strike chambers were the core of the strike chambers were the core of the Stormcast Eternals. And then they started adding on. They started doing like the Extremist Chamber, then they started doing the Vanguard Chamber, then the Sacrosanct Chamber, and all those chambers. And they've still got like 3 more chambers left. But when you look at it with Space Marines, think of the Primaris Marines. Think of classic Marines as the Strike Chamber. Then think of the Primaris Marines as the Extremists. And then you have the Vanguard Space Marine, then you have the Vanguard Primaris Marines, and all that. And also, so basically what they've done is that they've managed to create, because they managed to, like, think about it like this. Sub-armies. I think I'm going for that, right? With sub-army, basically what they've done is, no, not sub-armies. Well, maybe it is, but what it is that Space Marines only had by factions, yes, had sub-factions, yes, but they only had like one or two kind of but they're like, but by faction the armies varied. But what they've done with Primaris Marines is that they've added 2 new army metas to the Space Marine roster. So you have classic Space Marines, you have Primaris Space Marines, and Vanguard Primaris Space Marines. Even though the 2 are Primaris, they have a chance of they have, like, it's increased the combinations of what you can do. I would say it would be not foolish. No, it's a decent idea, as long as you establish balance. When I said about a Primaris slowdown, I'm saying that they're finally allowing. What they've done is they've filled out a lot of the basic roster of the Primaris Marine armies, so that they can finally balance them out with the classic Marines. We'll have to wait until the classic Marine Codex, not the classic Marine, well, until the Space Marine Codex to see the changes, or if someone leaks the information about this is what the tactical Marines are going to be. And actually, the tactical Marines are very well-rounded. Grey Hunters are well-rounded. Space Wolves stuff is well-rounded. And the thing is like you have to. It's like, and the thing is like I would figure it out like. You can't have, like, if you're going to just have Space Wolves as a supplement, you're going to have to update the basic Marines, the classic Marines, or as many people call them, the firstborn. Let's go with the firstborn, to be on par or balanced to their Primaris counterparts, which is like, it was like Grey Hunters. They was like, oh, we have assault intercessors. Well, I'm hearing that chain swords are going to be bumped up, or I'm hearing chain swords are going to be turned into AP -1. And I'm not even sure what they're going to do with the regular bolt guns. So, although I saw the storm bolter, and it looks like they're not going to change the storm. It looks like they might not change the bolter, but they might have some rules that can buff the bolter a little bit. So it's kind of like with the assault doctrine, not the assault doctrine, the tactical doctrine that was with the bolter discipline rules that were introduced. But it's like, how are we going to be? It's like I'm happy about that, because it's like I committed a lot of money, because that's the thing, we all committed a lot of money and time to build up our classic Marine armies, and so like we can't just, so basically that's shelving hundreds or even thousands of dollars worth of hard done stuff. If they're gonna, so it's like, GW, you're gonna have to balance this out, because what's gonna end up happening is that a lot of your, if you just do this whole thing like, the Primaris Marines are the new army, or the primary army now, and the classic Marines are gone. So it's like, you've just lost a lot. You've likely lost a lot of players. You lost, like, if you push the classic Marines into Legends, okay, so we'll just play Legends. But the thing is, like, you'll likely just reserve Primaris Marines as a competitive army, as Primaris Marines as like the competitive Space Marine armies. And it's like, I don't think GW wants that. I think they've spent a lot of time with all these Primaris Marine updates and upgrade, and to fill out. Basically, it's like they had to fill out the army. They really had to fill out the army. If they didn't do that, then the army would have just been a slow, painful advancement, because it's like, we have all these Primaris Marines, and it's like we've built all these Primaris Marines, but we're not releasing any. So if you think about it, what do they have left? Not left, but they have that artillery piece, that artillery land speeder. That's basically like the artillery land speeder. They have the another Primaris lieutenant. They have the Tech Marine, the Primaris Tech Marine, and the bunker, the drop pod bunker, and the servo strike turret, and the fire strike servo turret. So I think that's going to be a good addition to the armies. So we'll have to see how these armies incorporate them technically. How are these armies going to like really bring them together? So we have until October to see what they're going to do. But who knows? It's good. This could do really well, or this could all blow up in the face. But I really hope it does really well, because it's like, I want to be able to bring out my whole army without fear of like I want to bring in my Terminators. Without it's like to have them be this effective in combat. And also Grey Hunters. I want my Grey Hunters. I like my Grey Hunters, and I just finished painting a few. I basically got a lot of my Grey Hunters battle ready. Finally, I've had them since 2011. Oh man! But actually, how are they going to do if they bump regular classic if they bump firstborn Marines up to 2 wounds? Then that would mean that how many wounds are the Thunderwolf cavalry going to get? That would be devastating, and also that would mean that their points are going to go up. Who knows? But I hope you all enjoyed this vid. I'll see what I'll keep my eye out for anything new. So have a good day. Hope you all have and happy hunting. Also, stay safe out there. And also, just because someone asks you to wear a mask doesn't mean doesn't warrant you to punch them in the face. I've seen a lot on the news. Have a good day. Happy hunting.